New national poll from Emerson Polling. Fresh results from the field just over the weekend. Lead conductor of the survey is here, Professor Spencer Kimball. Let's start right at the top, man. Presidential approval ratings, go.
So, good news for President Trump. His approval rating has increased from a 39% approval, 53% disapproval back in January to currently a 43% approval, 50% disapproval. And where we see this movement is with males. They are now split 47-47 in approving, disapproving. The females still disapprove him by about 15 points. And Trump's base is still intact, that 35 to 54-year-old age group. They're supporting him about 51-42.
Working our way down to the legislator, $1 million question, right? $60 million question. Will the Democrats take the House and the Senate?
Well, we asked a question. We asked what we call the generic ballot test. If the election was held today, who would you vote for, Democrat or Republican? And in the January poll, the Democrats were leading 45-40. Their lead now has increased to 49-42. Driving that increase is in the Midwest. We saw that the Democrats are leading out there 52-34. We know there's a lot of big states out there, in Minnesota, Michigan, and so on, that will be very important in seeing what happens with the House. The southern part of the country is a little bit different. It's a little bit more split, 45% Democrat, 46% GOP. So different regions of the country obviously have different effects with this presidency, and we're seeing that in these midterm generic ballot tests.
Economy under Trump. What are the people saying?
Well, we asked folks, we used the Ronald Reagan, how are you better off than you were 4 years ago? We asked this time, are you better off financially than you were 2 years ago? And the results show that 42% of voters said that they are better off financially, and 26% of voters said that they are worse off financially. Driving this is the male voter. They are better off financially by a spread of 49-21, while female voters are not seeing this type of economic boom, saying that they're only better off financially 36-30. One area that's truly driving it is actually Hispanics. They're finding themselves to be much better in the Trump economy, 62-25. So it'll be interesting to see how that works itself out in the midterm elections. Conversely, African American and black voters are not reporting doing well in the Trump economy, with only 30% saying they're doing better and 40% saying they're doing worse financially.
All right, so this is making it a little tough for someone like me, because putting this all together, man, you got Trump's approval rating. It's up. It's improving, at least since January. People's opinion of their own personal wealth, mostly. That's been increasing since Trump took office. Yet, Democrats are doing way better now than they were 6 months ago. And obviously, it only seems like their momentum is just increasing here by the second. So, Spence, I guess that's why you're here to put this all together. Transitioning, I don't think anything can rile up an electorate or even each political party than a Supreme Court nominee. This is going to be fun coming up, huh? And, of course, Roe v. Wade, that's always thrown in there. Certainly looks like you hit on that in the survey. It's up now on emerson.edu/polling. So you're here. Give us some spoken words on that.
Well, yes. We asked about, with the Supreme Court appointment coming and the issue of abortion, we asked folks how important was the issue in regards to their vote. And a majority of voters, 53%, said it was very important of an issue. Another 23% said it was somewhat important. So that's nearly 3 out of 4 voters see that this is a big issue. The problem is where they stand on the legality of it. That's about as clear as mud. We have 14% who say it should always be illegal in all situations. Another 28% say it should be illegal in most cases. Then you have 34% who say it should always be, it should be legal in most cases, and another 24% who says it should always be legal. So it's a little bit split, leans towards the legality, about 60-40. Moving this is obviously party affiliation. Democrats are looking, or 35% think it should be legal, while only 14% of Republicans think that way. But Hispanics, again, kind of jump off the page with 30% saying that it should be totally illegal. This falls against where whites and blacks stand on the issue, with 12 and 14% thinking that it should be totally illegal. So between the economy and abortion, it'll be interesting to see the Hispanic vote in the midterm elections.
This is a massive poll, biggest Emerson has ever done, it seems like, therefore a longer podcast than normal. You got the Putin summit coming up in the next few days here. Obviously, last month, Trump, Kim Jong-un, they met in Singapore. So I'm actually interested now, who do Americans view as the nation's biggest adversary?
Well, we asked this question and got an interesting response because overall, the country views Russia as the nation's biggest adversary. About 1 in 3 voters, 34%. Another 21% said China and 18% said North Korea. But amongst Democrats, that number of that think Russia is the number one adversary jumps to 49%. North Korea comes in at 17%. But amongst Republicans, China's the number one adversary at 25%, followed by North Korea at 23%, and then Russia comes in at third at 18%. Amongst independents, Russia's number one at 33%. So it's a little bit of a difference of opinion amongst the parties, but overall, Russia is seen as the biggest adversary. It's less confusing regarding if people find Russia as a friend or a foe. We asked that question, and 15% of respondents thought Russia was a friend, while 59% said it was a foe. So while there may be some question about who is the country's biggest adversary, there really isn't in dispute regarding Russia's friendship with the United States.
As stated, the biggest poll Emerson Polling has ever done, and there's plenty more, including public opinion on capitalism and socialism, of course, marijuana, and whether aliens have visited planet Earth. Full survey, full data, and methodology. A lot of pictures on the website at emerson.edu/polling, Instagram and Twitter at Emerson Polling. Support Emerson Polling by following on Instagram and Twitter at Emerson Polling.